plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin, thanks to Skyrizi. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
President Trump may have won another primary fight, the one in Kentucky, but a new poll shows a lot of people still don't support him right now.
37% of Americans approve of the job the president's doing, up from 33% in April in this AP NORC Center for Public Affairs research poll. Immigration remains his strongest issue overall, improving to 45% this month. He's lost some Republican support on the economy. About 6 in 10 approve. 2/3 of Republicans and about 1/3 of Americans overall approve of the president's handling of Iran. He's at 36% approval on foreign policy in general. Chris Foster, Fox News.
Investigators in California are looking at a manifesto 2 teenagers left behind after killing themselves following Monday's attack on a mosque, killing 3 people.
Hawa Abdullah remembering her father, Amin Abdullah, a security guard at the Islamic Center of San Diego.
To me, my dad was a role model. He was a best friend.
Calling him a loving father, husband, son, brother, and uncle.
He stood against any form of hate. He took his job seriously to protect everyone here.
Abdullah was one of 3 men fatally shot by 2 teen gunmen Monday. Police say he engaged in a gun battle with the suspects, saving lives. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising, coming off yesterday's sell-off. The Dow dropped more than 300 points. The Nasdaq fell 220. In the NBA playoffs, the Cleveland blows a huge lead in the opening game of the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Cavs gave away the largest fourth-quarter lead of the playoffs in 13 years and lost.
Fox's Jared Max.
The greatest fourth-quarter comeback playoff win in Knicks history. New York trailed Cleveland 93-71 with just over 7.5 minutes to play when the Knicks closed regulation on a 30-8 run to force overtime, where the Knicks outscored the Cavs 14-3 and won the series opener 115-104.
Tonight, it's Game 2 of the West Finals. San Antonio won the opener, beating Oklahoma City in double overtime. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Wednesday morning. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. And appreciate the several of you, whoever it is out there listening online, appreciate you. That's the KURV news product right now. It's online. And thank you for being among those who listened to us long ago. Go get Radio Para Mi or KURV.com. And this hour, by the way, thank you to a few folks joining us online. If you see this video later in the day, because you know the way Facebook is, they don't send it to everybody. You see this video later on, the free app for KURV is our corporate app, Radio Para Mi. Go get it, and that way you can listen to 710 KURV online or on social media. Some of the news items for South Texas. There's an investigation by OSHA taking place at Starbase. Investigators saying it was a young man from Donna, 25-year-old Jose Bautista, who died last week when he fell about 8 feet from a scaffold at SpaceX. Cameron County Justice of the Peace identified the man again from Donna. He died at Valley Regional Medical Center in Brownsville. Bautista reportedly fell about 8 feet, suffered blunt force trauma. OSHA is investigating that accident. At 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. City of FAR is working on budget issues. They want some public input. They're providing a survey for the public to have a say. Commissioners in the City of FAR will begin their budget process in the month of August. There are about 5.5 million kids in Texas public schools, and some in education are concerned that enrollment is moving in the wrong direction, moving backwards. they might see about a 2% decrease in enrollment over the next 4 years.
There are now suggestions that Texas public schools could lose as many as 100,000 students by the year 2030. Experts say that parents are pulling their kids out for what they feel are better options.
Homeschool enrollment has roughly doubled since 2019.
Bob Templeton with the group Strive Public Policy says that charter schools are also becoming more popular than public schools. The state funds schools based on attendance, so when enrollment declines, districts receive less cash from the state.
Pending home sales rose more than expected in the month of August.
The National Association of Realtors says the number of homes under contract increased 1.4% last month and rose 3.2% on an annual basis. The group's chief economist noted buyers are cautiously optimistic despite growing economic uncertainty and a slight rise in mortgage rates. Pending home sales rose in the Northeast, Midwest, and West in April and declined in the Northeast. I'm at Mattinson.
Sorry about that. The month of April. I don't know why August popped into my head. Coalition of 24 states are suing the Trump administration over student loan limits on nursing and healthcare degrees.
A lawsuit was filed in federal court Tuesday challenging a rule that limits access to federal student loans for those seeking a graduate degree in several healthcare fields. New York Attorney General Letitia James says the rule will leave communities in need with fewer healthcare providers. California Attorney General Rob Bonta says healthcare systems across the U.S. are already understaffed, that the administration is making it harder to pursue those degrees. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
Time is 7:09 on News Talk 710 KURV. Again, the broadcast online. Tell friends, tell family. Hey, you listen to KURV? Yeah, so do I. Go find KURV online. 7 o'clock hour. If you see this recording later online on YouTube or Facebook, 7 o'clock hour, we go live and provide that news radio program. I want to say thank you to Martin Farm and Ranch for providing us AccuWeather this hour. Heard about Martin Farm and Ranch? Your herd, H-E-R-D. Well, thank you for visiting and getting balanced mineral nutrition for your herd at Martin Farm and Ranch. So we had a line of heavy thunder shower activity, knocked us off the radio, Jason. So people joining us online will be picking up this or maybe seeing the recording of it later in the morning, going back to YouTube or Facebook. Hey, thanks for the email. 10 inches of rain over the past 72 hours north of us, of course.
Unbelievable.
Corpus Christi area, right?
4 inches of that in just the last 24 hours, since midnight, actually.
Yeah. You know, I saw plenty of thunder shower activity south of us in Mexico last evening. It seems like nothing popped up last night. But this is a frontal passage.
This is an outflow boundary coming off of some storms off to the north. Yeah, so it's held together pretty well. National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for, it's for southeastern Hidalgo, northwestern Cameron, western Willacy counties through about 7:30. Cluster of strong thunderstorms moving through the area with up to 40-mile-an-hour winds. Looking at the radar, I've seen some indications of hail, but the hail markers have died out, but a lot of cloud to ground lightning with this thing moving through Mission, McAllen, Weslaco, Harlingen coming your way. It's moving from north to south. So some very, very heavy rain associated with these storms that are moving through, some gusty winds in there. And like I said, a lot of lightning too. So
Delta area, just north of Weslaco, there were some hues of purple-ish and very intense colors there. I wonder if that was where they got the hail.
That's where some of the hail signatures were earlier. So
somewhere in the mid-valley north of Weslaco. You think it holds, crosses Brownsville and Starbase here pretty soon? Looks like.
Yeah, it should make it all the way, to be honest with you. It's been holding together at this point, so there's really no reason for it not to continue to march southward. So
I was looking at the AccuWeather.com forecast for the rest of the day. 2 p.m., 3 p.m., the chance of rain ramps back up to about 50%. Right now, we're at about 25% now that this thing cleared.
Yeah. North of McAllen was where all those hail signatures were. I just ran the radar in a loop, and I could see it. So
later in the day, where does that rain come from then? If this is a well-defined outflow, this boundary that crossed the air,
we've got a good subtropical jet with a bunch of disturbances riding along it, moisture coming in out of the south at the surface. So everything is just primed for repeated rounds of some of these showers and storms in spots
for the rest of the week. Would you say today, tomorrow, Friday?
Yeah, it should go all the way right into next week, to be honest with you.
Excellent. Sounds real good. All right, pal, I know I got to cut you loose. Go talk to some other folks. He's got to report to another station right now. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on 710 KURV. He sent me an email, as I mentioned at the beginning of this conversation, well north of us, Corpus Christi area, right? We're looking about 10 inches of rain the last 72 hours. But that outflow boundary, man, that connects to southeast Houston all the way down to us now. We just had a segment of it cross the area, knocked us off the radio. Appreciate y'all listening online, KURV.com. Listen live or Radio Para Mi, or as producer Zach has us right now on 710 KURV, YouTube, X, and I think Facebook Live as well, if you see the video later in the day. Time is 7:13. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. I want to keep going, Zach. Yeah, we got to fill in order to get closer to the conversation. Coming up at about 7:16, 7:17, going to share with you a conversation I recently had with our new commissioner for the city of McAllen, Michael Fallick. He's a new commissioner, and he's taking the seat here before the end of the month. Some of the projects he's working on, he's a developer. He's in construction, and there's some major projects. You can see them off the freeway at 10th and the expressway. That conversation coming up at about 4 or 5 minutes from now. Online at KURV.com, Radio Para Mi, and of course the Facebook and YouTube Live. President Trump endorsing Ken Paxton in the race for U.S. Senate.
On Truth Social, President Trump wrote that Ken Paxton has always been extremely loyal and is a winner and a true MAGA warrior. Trump called John Cornyn a good man, but, quote, was not supportive of me when times were tough. The president went on to say Paxton's gone through a lot, in many cases unfairly, but he is a fighter. Trump writing, we've already made America great again, but now we want to make our nation better than ever before. Therefore, Ken Paxton has my complete and total endorsement to be the next U.S. Senator from the great state of Texas, unquote.
That's Russell Scott with that report. So now that the president endorsed Ken Paxton, hey, what about the governor? Hey, Governor Abbott, you going to say something on this?
It doesn't matter who's going to win that primary. They're going to win in November.
Here we go.
President Trump's endorsement carries great weight.
Governor Abbott explained last week how he wouldn't be endorsing either Paxton or Cornyn as he works closely with both.
It doesn't matter who's going to win that primary. They're going to win in November, because the fact of the matter is the contrast between whoever wins that primary and Representative Tallarico is night and day.
It's the one thing that Governor Abbott and the Democratic Senate nominee, State Rep James Tallarico, actually have in common. Neither cares who wins the GOP Senate runoff.
I actually don't think it matters who comes out of this runoff. We already know who we're running against, those billionaire mega donors who have corrupted our political system.
Tallarico actually does better in polling against Paxton than he does against Cornyn. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Coming up on 7:16, this is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Again, conversation with our new commissioner for the city of McAllen, Place 5 Commissioner Michael Fallick. Spoke with him a few days back. There are some major projects, some economic impact to the area, projects in the works, more retail, more business, more square footage for more businesses and restaurants as well. That's coming up next on 710 KURV.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
They say that actions speak louder than words. So we'll let the all-new state-of-the-art BMW of FAR show you what that means. Choose from an incredible selection of new BMWs and get exceptional service today. Right now, you can lease a 2026 BMW X330. Drive for just $599 a month with $52.29 due at signing. Come see why BMW has always been known as the ultimate driving machine. Visit the corner of Expressway 281 and Owasso in FAR. Come find your new BMW today at BMW of FAR, a Bird Ogden Auto Group dealership.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 and Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
The Brian Kilmeade Show, weekday afternoons at 2 on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV and your station for Houston Astros baseball. We got the Astros weeknights and weekends. Now the Astros on the road, and they'll be off tomorrow. So next broadcast is against the Cubs in Chicago. That's a Friday evening on 710 KURV. Thanks to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Developer, businessman, and a pillar in our community, Michael Fallick is in the studio. Step up to the microphone, my friend. Check the mic. Make sure it's on. Well, welcome back, brother. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sergio. Nice to be here.
Yes,
Appreciate you having me again in the studio.
You bet. Congratulations on your District 5 win. It was close, man.
It was close. It got good turnout.
Yeah.
Never as many people coming out to vote as I think that we want to see citywide, but I was excited about the turnout and very relieved, honestly, that didn't have to go through a runoff.
Yeah.
That would have been in late June, and just thinking about the weather, as you just brought up, and the heat that would have been prevalent at that time, I'm glad that the race has been decided.
And then a lot of people on vacation, the ones that are most active in the community and have businesses and care about the community. Yeah, that would have been a very different runoff election.
It can be.
When I said it was close as far as avoiding the runoff, it was by how many votes in the end? Muscle
3 votes over the 50% threshold. Yeah, so it came down to the wire, just as relates to whether there was going to be a runoff there.
Yeah, when I saw, which by the way, Miss Felida Villarreal, I think it's the last name. Happy birthday! It's her birthday today.
Oh, great!
That's one good thing about Facebook, right? It's these people's birthday today. When I saw the initial number, it was like 50.1 something percent. I go,
right.
Yeah, that's one vote.
Yeah,
that's one vote. That made
you were
the
exactly
difference.
right at that time. And then there were a couple provisionals and absentee ballots that had to be vetted. So it went. There was about a week delay between the first and the official results. So I was glad it worked out right.
Well, you've been so involved in the community for so many years on the business side, development side. I want to get an update on what you and your family are doing here pretty soon. But tell me, full head of steam, like how excited are you to, take District 5, take the helm, get involved, get in the mix? Like, what would you like to do immediately?
Thrilled to be done with the campaigning and ready to actually get to work.
Yeah.
I've been over at City Hall several times since then. I was at the last City Commission meeting. There wasn't much then, but I think there will be on the next several agendas, and excited really to dive into everything that the city's got going on. There's quite a few different projects that I look forward to getting to peek behind the curtain and find more of the details out so that, we can be making decisions and working for the best interests of the residents here in McAllen.
Is there a problem? Is there an issue you want to get resolved like almost immediately?
No, I wouldn't consider it a problem, but there's continuing challenges and opportunities here in the city. We've talked before about the downtown situation, and that is going to be
and that's yours, right?
That is in District 5.
17th Street.
I wouldn't consider that mine. It is a part of District 5, but this is an area and an issue that affects the entire city and all the residents. Every commissioner, every department, and the people of McAllen really have to take ownership of it, and we need to find the right structure and the right processes in place to make that a viable and thriving community and safe for all those around town.
There have been some conversations about that at City Hall. So is there a consensus of what will happen in your future? I know they want to regulate it, make it a little harder to open up new places, but what about just ripping the guts out and starting over? I mean, what's the thought right now?
So the city hired a consulting firm out of Austin called Men Collective. They had a first meeting with residents at City Hall. I thought it was incredibly productive. Those with stakes in the game there downtown got to share their opinions, their experiences. It was a wonderful start. I think the consultant is going to take a little while longer in order to put their suggestions together in a plan that the city commission and the different residents and those involved in the downtown area will be able to look at, give their opinions. Probably will be something that will be refined a few times, and then the city it's imperative that the city gets involved and actually pushes something forward to try to create, solutions for the issues that have been down there.
Michael Fallick is our newly elected commissioner for District 5 in McAllen. That 17th Street area for downtown McAllen, which is, it's known for clubs and bars, a night life district. It's been a little bit of a trouble spot, thorn in the side because of some of the belligerence and exuberance by some of the young folks that are coming from outside the city to beat up cops and other things like that. So we're rethinking what to do. Do you have an opinion of what should happen on 17th Street, how it should change?
So I think you got to look at the downtown area more broadly than just 17th Street. We're trying to set a framework and zoning processes where the entire downtown can really be activated. So I think we need to look more broadly at, what can be done down there. So it's not just a bar district. It's something that, a past history that had high-end retail and stores where people could come on an everyday basis and get what they needed. It was a vibrant, viable shopping community that laid the groundwork for so many residents here as they set off on their careers. So I think we need to look at it more broadly, to, incorporate different mixed uses so that it is, again, it's not just a bar district. I think there's possibilities to creating something really valuable where people can, potentially live and work and play and have different mixed uses there that will appeal to a wider array of people.
I remember a recent conversation we had. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Ralph Garcia at EDC or if it was Javier or Mayor, but with the convention center looking at all that, all that available land is the north to keep developing and maybe bring it in as part of the overall campus to bring in more business or whatever from the convention center all the way up to the Business 83. Well, Massimo, close by, with so much potential there in downtown McAllen, it's a lot of old properties, a lot of folks who still have homes, and that needs to be respected as well. But it has so much potential. Where I'm trying to go with this is the consultant who was looking at the area. Did the consultant find if there is enough demand for live band establishments, maybe some jazz clubs, and people come in and just enjoy comedy clubs, more of that, you know what I mean? More where it'd be a magnet destination for more than just the what goes, just the kids that come over, get drunk and do the nightlife thing, but have more of a, like more of a Austin feeling.
I think that's exactly right. And that's what I'm talking about is that, a wider array of options. I think there may not currently be that demand on the entertainment side, but that doesn't mean that it can't, changes can't be made and investments can't be made and improvements to the areas and the streets and the lighting and the accessibility to where we create an environment like that. Because I do think that is where we need to move so that, it is less focused on one segment of that entertainment community and can provide a wider array for families and young people and, professionals alike so that, everybody's got some reason to go downtown.
And I was kind of winding there. The reason I mentioned north of the convention center, because that acreage there might be more appropriate because it's convention center centric and retail centric and Simon Property Center. Well, that's a draw. That's already a draw. Maybe that land would be best for those clubs and comedy clubs there versus downtown. Just let it be. Leave it alone.
It's not something, though, that we can ever turn our back on that area. So I wouldn't just default to saying that it's got to go somewhere else. But it's important one way or another that we provide the investment, the focus, the time and energy to create something downtown that works for the residents, because it's never going to be that we're just going to turn our back on that area.
Well, you are the expert, you and your family, when it comes to renovating, refurbishing, and repurposing land. 10th and the Expressway, prime real estate. Give me an update on that development there. Anything else that you have?
It's been incredibly exciting. We had a groundbreaking a month ago or so. It wasn't actually a groundbreaking because we had been working on it for a year and a half already, but all the infrastructure is in place now. We're talking to different tenants, both national and local. We will be going vertical with new construction on the first phase of development, which will be a 32,000 square foot, 2-story multi-tenant building. That should start in the next 30 to 45 days. We have several high-end local establishments that will be going in there, a mix of restaurants and retail. That'll set the groundwork, and then we're also making plans for hotels and parking garage in the rear on the west side of the project, and then we will work on the frontage lots and the 10th Street frontage lots as well as we seek out, hopefully new businesses to come into town so that there are new offerings for everybody that lives here.
Yeah, well, the way things are growing around here, should be an easy sell, I would hope.
But it's a difficult project because it had to be acquired from an out-of-state corporation that had owned it for quite a while. They set additional restrictions on it. The city government has placed restrictions on the property as well. So we're navigating a narrow path. But as you said, we've done this type of thing before. We're intent on making this a success and a real point of pride for the city.
You're going to City Hall now, so bust some heads in there. So hey, we need to create some jobs, people. We need some investment.
No question. We're one of the real strengths that I think I bring is recruiting new businesses to town and bringing in new investment and trying to increase that tax base and create new job opportunities for those here.
Continued success. Best of luck to you, and call us anytime.
All right. Well, it's wonderful being here. I look forward to many more conversations.
Yes,
anytime
sir.
you want to know something, I'm around the corner.
Yes, sir. Well, text message away.
All right, sir.
Thanks,
I appreciate
Mike.
that.
Thanks for stopping. Our
Thank you.
commissioner for McAllen District 5 is Mike Fallick. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Check of news, the service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. Financial exploitation of the elderly is a growing problem in the state of Texas, and state lawmakers will be discussing the early detection and eventual prosecution of that issue. Texas, and state lawmakers will be discussing.
Texas ranks second in the country in both the number of elder fraud complaints and total financial losses tied to the scams. The State House Criminal Jurisprudence Committee will hear how bad the problem has become. This includes examining trends of financial exploitation, abuse, and crimes involving emerging technologies. They'll also review the effectiveness of current penalties and identify gaps in detection. It's expected to lead to new laws in 2027.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We invite you to listen live every now and then. Mother Nature gets kind of crazy. Well, might knock the radio off here. So you can always stay connected with KURV by getting the free app called Radio Para Mí. Go get it and listen to 710 KURV online, or as is customary around your 7 o'clock hour for record keeping and rewind. Go join us at 710 KURV X Live, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live, 7 o'clock hour of the morning news weekdays. Sports next on 710 KURV, your station for Astros baseball. Healthcare Unlimited is there for you, like they were there for me many years back when I had to bring my mom and dad down from Houston. They were part of a team, and Healthcare Unlimited, part of that big team that helped take care of my dad was really, really sick when I moved him down from Houston. Got him a house here, first rent, and then bought a house. And Healthcare Unlimited was part of that team, making sure that he was taking his medicines, making sure that his blood pressure was okay, because that's what they do at Healthcare Unlimited. They got these nurses that come and check blood pressure and check for blood, sugar, and diabetes. They do all those little basic things, make sure they take their medicine. Healthcare Unlimited is here for you. I know you got a lot of things to do, and you stress about your mom and dad, and no, they don't need to pivot over to the nursing home. No, that is in a very, very extreme situation. Pretty much all moms and dads are elderly, abuelita. They can all stay home safe if you call Healthcare Unlimited. From the making sure they're lemony fresh, take a bath and clean them up daily, manicures, fix their hair, wash their hair, all that. Take a bath, put on their clothes. Sometimes that's a chore for them, just buttoning their clothing, cleaning the house, cooking a meal. It's healthcare at home. Healthcare Unlimited. They were there for me, for my mom and dad. They'll be there for you. So give them a call and get them over to your parents' house. 956-994-9911.
Experience everything Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh has to offer: service, selection, and quality. Indulge yourself with bold design and set the standard with comfort and performance in a new 2026 Cadillac XT5 Luxury. Lease one now for just $579. That's right, just $579 per month. More style, more innovation, more you. Make your move, set yourself apart, and discover a new standard of luxury ownership. Visit us online at BertOgdenCadillac.com or come in today at Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh, where legends are made. Dale gas!
Look at the rack on that one. You know that buck's been eating Purina Antler Max 20 because it ensures maximum antler growth. Martin Farm and Ranch Supply also stocks a full line of deer nutrition for keeping your deer in top shape. In addition to being a certified Purina feed dealer, Martin sells all seasons feeders and blinds. So remember, Purina Antler Max 20 and all seasons feeders. Your deer can't do any better.
Come see us at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply in Edinburgh. Just look for the horse.
Hi, I'm Gary Groves, the only true Republican candidate in the race for HD 41. I'm a Christian who is pro-life and will fight to eliminate property taxes from our homes. My opponent, attorney Sergio Sanchez, a lifelong Democrat coming into this race who supports the LGBTQ agenda and opposes eliminating property taxes. I'm humbly asking for your vote in the Republican runoff going on right now.
Political ad paid for by the Gary Groves campaign.
Our call letters, KURV. Our frequency, 710 AM. Our specialty, news and talk. News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute. Astros are finally getting healthy and it seems to be helping with a jolt to this offense.
There goes the runner, the 3-2, and that's drilled deep to left field. Going back is Larnach at the wall, looking up. See you later! Off the facing of the second deck, a 2-run blast for Isaac Paredes, and it's 2-0 Astros.
Astros beat the Twins 2-1 and play again later this morning at 11:40. Rangers poured it on in Colorado last night, getting the victory over the Rockies 10-0 in a collective shutout by Alexander, Rocker, and Beeks. Rangers have a Game 3 versus the Rockies today at 2:10. And Mavericks dropped huge news yesterday evening, parting ways with head coach Jason Kidd after 5 seasons. Kidd had a 205 and 205 record as the team's head coach and helped lead them to the NBA Finals in 2024 and also led the team to the Western Conference Finals in 2022. Mavericks will have a press conference later this morning at 10:30 to address the moves made and the future of the organization. I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute.
An epic comeback in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals as the Knicks rallied from 22 down midway through the fourth quarter to stun the Cavs. 115-104 in overtime. Jalen Brunson led all scorers of 38. Head coach Mike Brown on the win.
I don't know if I've seen that in a playoff game. I don't know if I've been a part of it. Maybe I have. But to be down 18, 19, 20, whatever we were down, and to find a way to come back and win, I take my hat off to my group.
The Mavericks moving on from head coach Jason Kidd after 5 seasons. At the NFL owners' meetings in Orlando, the league approved 10 international games in 2027. In baseball, Bryce Terang homer drove into to help the Brewers beat the Cubs 5-2, take over first place in the NL Central. Dodgers clipped the Padres 5-4 in San Diego. Dodgers now a half game ahead of the Padres for first in the NL West. That's sports. I'm Ronza Moss.
710 KURV AccuWeather with a forecast mid-90s today. And we have another round of thunder shower activity expected later in the day. If you visit AccuWeather.com, you see the extended forecast. So later, sometime this afternoon, should kick up again. That line of thunder shower activity crossing the area. Good morning, Harlingen. Good morning, Brownsville. Holding. Got some nasty weather for you crossing the area. Again, later in the day, we might see some thunder shower activity. And right now, temperatures in the upper 70s, low 80s across South Texas. Border Bridge wait times as posted on KURV.com. We'll tell you what U.S. Customs and Border Protection is reporting. We link back to them. It's an hour wait time at B&M, hour and a half at Gateway, 45 minutes at the Veterans Bridge. And if you're headed back to the McAllen Mission Edinburgh area, about 45 minutes at all 3 bridges. Business news check of your money. That's next on 710 KURV. I believe that the safe money, the safe investment, is by hiring the Ryan and Brian real estate team to help you sell your home, help you find a home. The top experts in real estate. That's the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. I've called them before. I'll call them again. Get it done. Get it sold with the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. Moving can feel overwhelming, especially if you're buying you're buying your first home and you're trying to handle everything from far, far away. This might be the case for some of your family or friends and trying to move to the area. Noel was moving out of state and needed to move to the area and needed guidance and had no idea what was waiting for him and the RGV. So he relied on the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. Athena, a member of the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team, has stepped in and helped secure a brand new, newly constructed home for Noel with a below market interest rate from the builder, and even the appliances were included in that transaction. And Noel saved a lot of money because of the way everything was put together, thanks to the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. Noel is settling into his new home, a perfect fit for him. This could be you or a loved one or a friend moving to the area. Refer them to the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. Get them the perfect fit, perfect home for them. Here's the number to call, the Ryan and Brian Team, 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
Here you go, Dad.
At LSNB, we build strong foundations on values that matter.
And business practices you can rely on.
Investing in education.
Volunteering in the communities we serve.
And fueling our region's economy.
For over 40 years.
Our mission has been supporting area businesses.
We are LSNB.
Donating more money to more causes than all other area banks combined.
Here, in a place we call home.
We are LSNB.
The Valleys Bank.
I love the experience of walking into a store that has stuff that interests me. As you're standing there, you can tell that these guys are passionate about what's happening there. That's exactly how it feels at South Texas Outdoor Kitchens. Over 10 manufacturers of different barbecue grills and smokers, and each one of those has another 10 in its lineup that does anything that you can imagine. Big Green Eggs, Traeger pellet grills, the selection is excellent and the experience is unlike anything else. I mean, I never knew I was going to enjoy smoking out of a Pits and Spits smoker. I never even heard of it, but what a game changer to my outdoor cooking arsenal. And endless aisles of spices, marinating devices, cutting boards, things you don't even know exist. Different appurtenances to help you discover that master outdoor chef that lives inside of you. You simply don't know what you don't know, but you can learn. Come walk the store and see what we've got going on at South Texas Outdoor Kitchens. South Texas Outdoor Kitchens on the expressway across from the Shrine.
Come experience larger-than-life luxury and design at Bert Ogden Infiniti in Edinburgh. You're invited to come in and choose from a great selection of new Infinitis available now. Drive your own 2026 Infiniti QX60 and save with an amazing 0% APR for 60 months. And all Infinitis come available with the Infiniti Premium Care Maintenance Plan for 3 years. Experience luxury as it's meant to be at Bert Ogden Infiniti on the corner of Alberta and Expressway 281 in Edinburgh. Shop from the entire line of Infinitis online at bertogdeninfiniti.com.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Alibaba has announced a new artificial intelligence chip that is 3 times more powerful than its predecessor. The new chip could make Alibaba and its chip subsidiary T-Head more competitive in China's growing domestic AI processor market, which includes competitors like Huawei. SpaceX, which is getting set to publicly disclose its IPO prospectus, has picked Goldman Sachs to lead what's likely to be a record offering. CNBC reports that Goldman will have the left lead position on the prospectus, followed by Morgan Stanley, and then Bank of America, Citigroup, and JP Morgan Chase. At its annual developers conference, Google offered a first look at its audio smart glasses that will be available later this year. Google partnered with Samsung and eyeglass makers Warby Parker and Gentle Monster for the wearable devices. Futures are moderately higher this morning, with all eyes on peace negotiations regarding the Iran war. Dow and NASDAQ futures both up by more than 100 points. That's Your Money Now.
AccuWeather says highs for today should be mid-90s. Right now, low 80s across South Texas, upper 70s, low 80s. and we had an impressive line of storm activity across the area. There might be more rain later in the day, says AccuWeather. The chance of rain improves around 50-ish%, about 2-3 p.m. today, says AccuWeather.com. Appreciate you joining us on the Valley's Morning News. And just an observation from earlier in the morning as we have that nasty thunder shower activity across northern portions of Edinburgh. You know where our tower is at, where the little squirrel is running, that wheel, the generator for radio KURV. Yeah, that got knocked out for a few minutes. So get in the habit of joining us online. Now that you're on the radio, go find us at Radio Para Mi. Get the free app. You can also join us online at 710 KURV, YouTube, X, and Facebook Live. Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on the Valley's Morning News. Oh, you're hungry, aren't you? It's time for some breakfast. They serve breakfast all day long at El Pato. You can order online, elpato.com. It is a food of South Texas. It's the best tasting Mexican food. Our expression of Mexican food, in my opinion, and I think yours as well, because you grew up in this area, absolutely the best. El Pato has nailed it every single day. Man, they stick the landing. For example, right now, it's the enchiladas and the fajita pato plate, 2 chicken or cheese enchiladas. Try the cheese. Oh, my goodness, that yellow cheese is so, so good at El Pato. The 2 chicken or cheese enchiladas, the rice, the beans, could be refried bean, could be ranchero beans, or, the little all soupy beans. And, of course, the big fat taco, the pato with fajitas. And the drink, $9.99 limited time at El Pato. But right now you're thinking breakfast, and they serve breakfast all day. You can get a miga plate. Every now and then, like the other day, I just got a hankering for migas. Just plain, no. As for the salsita on the side, just put some ketchup on it. That's just me. I migas for me with ketchup. But you can make combination breakfast tacos, all your favorites: egg and potato, bacon, ham, chorizo, even barbacoa. Breakfast tacos waiting for you right now at every El Pato restaurant across the valley.
Conservative to fight for our values against what is likely to be a hard socialist on the Democrat side. My name is Sergio Sanchez. I'm a Republican candidate for House District 41. We need to doge state agencies and departments to end the wasteful spending in Austin. I've made a career of sending people to prison for corruption of Medicaid fraud, for corruption of state benefits. These appraisal districts need to be reined in. I have a plan that's in line with the governor's plan to slash what the appraisal districts can do. My name is Sergio Sanchez. I'm asking for your vote. We have less than 1 week of early voting. Today is day 3 of early voting. I am the only true conservative in this race. I'm the only candidate that 100% opposed the radical school bonds in McAllen and Sherryland. My opponent was absent on the issue. Despite that red cap, my opponent was silent, ineffective, and completely quiet on the issue of the bond. It's time to support the true conservative in the region, and that's me. This ad paid for by the Sergio Sanchez campaign.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drtspриmarycare.com.
More than just the headlines.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
We are the pulse of the 956. This is News Talk 710 KURV. And as all of us do social media, also live, especially 7 o'clock hour of the morning news, live on 710 KURV. YouTube Live, X Live, Facebook Live. Use that as a prompt. Go back, rewind, check some of the top stories of the morning. I'm Sergio Sanchez, show producer Zach Cantu, Jason Caterina from AccuWeather. He's a popular guy this morning. Says we probably have round 2 of more thunder shower activity later in the day. Stick around for those conversations. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump saying we're going to end the war with Iran very quickly. Meanwhile,
overnight, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps released a new threat against the United States and Israel, warning that if they launch a renewed bombing campaign, there will be serious consequences for the entire region.
Fox's Trey Yanks in Tel Aviv. Trump critic Congressman Thomas Massie from Kentucky sent packing in the Republican primary. Voters there followed President Trump's endorsement and supported Ed Galrine.
I want to thank President Trump for his support, his endorsement, and his counsel as I navigated this campaign.
The president delivers the commencement speech at the Coast Guard Academy later this morning. America's listening to Fox News.
High gas prices are concerned. High gas prices concern to many budgets, but there are other oil-based products that might be bleeding your wallet soon.
The issue now is the motor oil you use in your car. The supply chain disruption in the Strait of Hormuz means refineries can't get the base oil they need to manufacture motor oil, and that's already leading to higher prices. David Castillo is Vice President of National Accounts with Amalie Oil.
As a matter of fact, some of the retail prices you'll see in a quart of motor oil jumped $1.50 2 weeks ago. It will jump another $1.50 a quart. So that's $3 a quart in movement that you're going to begin to see. And most people don't realize it because they're not going to change their oil as often as they refuel their vehicles.
Experts say the shortage of synthetic motor oils is likely to last long after gasoline prices stabilize.
That's Russell Scott with that report. And if you're job hunting, heads up, LinkedIn just dropped its top companies list for 2026.
JP Morgan Chase grabbed the #1 spot with Alphabet, Microsoft, and Amazon right behind. Big banks like Wells Fargo and Bank of America made the cut, plus Capital One and Walmart and AT&T. LinkedIn says the rankings are based on career growth, stability, and long-term opportunities. I'm Monica Nelson.
Appreciate you waking up with News Talk 710 KURV. Join us online. Radio Para Mi is the free app. Go get it. That way you can listen to 710 KURV on your smartphone. JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment waiting for you. They got a fresh made pot of coffee waiting for you. Stop by, walk the campus. And now that we cleared the rain this morning, walk the campus. It is Kubota Orange Day celebration at Amigo Power Equipment. Amazing deals, great financing options if you qualify. And of course, the versatile, long-lasting, dependable, hardworking Kubota zero-turn mowers, the compact tractors, #1 selling compact tractor in the nation. Yeah, that would be Kubota, and you can find it today at Amigo Power Equipment. Now, everything I'm about to mention, you can go see details at gokubota.com. Now through June 30th, you got 0% financing, again, if you qualify. Or you could save up to $5,500 off select compact Kubota tractors. Go walk the campus. Go take a look at all those different attachments. Move some earth, punch some holes in the ground, chop up stuff. Yeah, it's right there at Amigo Power Equipment. So go visit today. 0% financing if you qualify, or $5,500 off select compact tractors at Amigo Power Equipment, Edinburgh on Monte Cristo.
Some people travel for adventure, some travel for business, and some travel for a bit of both. But they all know the best way from A to B is McAllen International Airport, where flying is always better with the Valley's only ticketless parking and best VIP lounge. And McAllen has more nonstop flights to the best destinations for adventure, business, and a bit of both. Like new daily nonstop service from McAllen to Monterrey, Mexico, for business, adventure, fun, and family. Save a day of business travel time with nonstop flights from McAllen to Austin, Houston, or Dallas. Then find adventure in our state's biggest cities, or experience the best of both worlds when you fly nonstop from McAllen to some of America's most popular convention and vacation cities, like Las Vegas, Orlando, and Phoenix. Travel is about more than going from A to B. It's about going above, beyond, at McAllen International Airport. Fly McAllen at flymfe.com.
Come into Genesis of Harlingen today and soak up the feeling of the dynamic yet elegant design and cutting-edge technology. Visit today and choose from a great selection like the 2026 Genesis G70. Lease one today for $299 a month for 36 months. Come see where refined sophistication meets powerful innovation at Genesis of Harlingen at 8521 West Expressway 83 in Harlingen. Shop from the entire line of Genesis online at genesisofharlingen.com. Genesis of Harlingen, a Bert Ogden Auto Group dealership.
Share us with your friends on Facebook at 710 KURV.
Your 710 KURV accurate with the forecast. Variably cloudy, a thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. Highs in the mid and upper 90s with southeast winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. Becoming cloudy, warm and humid tonight. Lows in the mid 70s to 80 with the east southeast wind at 8 to 16 miles an hour. Mostly cloudy Thursday, couple of showers and a thunderstorm, a high near 90. Mostly cloudy and humid, couple of showers and a thunderstorm Friday, a high near 100. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on the Valley's official weather station, 710 KURV.
Temperatures upper 70s, low 80s for the most part now that the rain cleared, that boundary cleared the area. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. Investigators say a 25-year-old Don man died last week when he fell from a scaffold at SpaceX. OSHA is investigating. Disney is being hit with a class action lawsuit over facial recognition technology at their California theme park. And a Valley woman is set to appear. Remember the show Wheel of Fortune? Yeah, it's still on somewhere. A woman, Anushi Parikh from McAllen, will be a contestant on the show this Friday. Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. Again, if you're headed back to the McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh area, about 45 minutes at all three bridges. If you're driving back from the overnight at the McKeelas at Brownsville, it is an hour at B&M, hour and a half at Gateway, about 45 minutes at Veterans. Newstalk 710 KURV is your one and only station in the Valley for Astros baseball. The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute. Astros are finally